Everything. But what if you don't want to study what they recommend, even though your scores weren't up to the standard?
I don't understand these questions.
Okay, I'll repeat it. What if you don't want to study what the school recommends, even though your scores were not very good?
I should learn high school for 1 year and attend the Gaokao next year and to get a better score. And in this way, I can choose my major.
Also, you have to repeat
Yes.
1 more year of high school. Wow.
Yes.
Okay. Okay. So what do most students in that situation choose? Do they choose to study whatever the school says, or do they repeat?
They accept.
Nobody wants to repeat.
Yes, because it's really difficult. And it's difficult.
Why? Why is it so difficult? Or what do they think is difficult about it?
Because the last year in high school is really not very comfortable.
Oh, it's a difficult year. The workload is a lot. The work is hard.
Yes,
Okay.
they don't have time to rest.
Oh, okay. But then college is no better. So
The university in China is is better. In China,
how so?
Because the university after entering the university, we have 2 days for rest a week. But in the last year of the high school, we just have half day.
Oh, I see. I see. Okay. And does pride and embarrassment have anything to do with the choice to not repeat?
I don't understand the questions.
Pride, when you feel too proud, or does pride and embarrassment impact the student's decision to not repeat the Gaokao? In other words, do they feel, no, I'm not going back to school with those children, or I'm older than they are, I'm not going into a class, or I'm 18 now, I want to go to college, I'm not going back to high school, or, oh no, I'm going to feel ashamed. The other students are going to laugh at me and say I'm dumb if I repeat. Does that pride and embarrassment, does that affect the decision to not repeat, but go to college to study something you don't like? What do you think?
I don't think this is a problem, because we have special school for these students to learn for a year.
Okay, so you're not going back to the same high school when you repeat?
Yes.
Yes, you are going back, or no, you're not?
No, go to another school.
Okay, another school with other students who are in a similar position.
Yes.
Okay, okay, well, that makes sense. So that way nobody can judge anyone. You are all failures. Okay, okay. What choice would you have made if you were in that situation?
If the major I really don't want to accept it, I will enter another school for 1 year.
Okay. Okay, good. Very good. I like that choice and that decision. Okay. What do you want to study in university?
I want to study the education.
Oh, I think you mentioned that before, because you wanted to become a teacher?
Yes.
Do teachers make a lot of money in China?
Yes.
Okay. Huh. I see. That's pretty rare. Because in most countries, teachers don't make a lot of money. Okay.
The teacher in high school make a lot of money, and they're
Ah.
not very busy.
Oh, so what's your reason for wanting to be a teacher?
Have the high pay, and not very busy and stable.
Ah, okay. So you want to have a high paying job, you want to have lots of free time, and you also want to have job stability.
Yes.
Okay. Well, I like that. Good. So you're getting everything. It's a good deal. Okay. But do you do any teaching now? Like, do you tutor or help other students?
No.
So how do you know you can teach?
Because I don't begin to learn how to teach.
I haven't begun. I haven't begun to learn.
Can you say that again?
I haven't begun to learn how to teach.
I haven't begun to learn how to teach.
But you don't have to learn because you're not going to do it in a professional capacity. I mean, like, teach your niece, your nephew, your neighbor's child, you know, like what we call a tutor.
Yes. But I don't have time to do this now.
Okay. Are you sure? Not even an hour, one day of the week?
Yeah. Yes. Now I don't have time.
Okay, okay. It would be good practice though. And maybe you could tell from that if you really want to do teaching, because not all the time it's easy, right?
Yes.
Okay. Do you think your teacher enjoys her job?
I think some teacher enjoys her job.
But your teacher?
My Chinese teacher, I think she don't enjoy her job.
She doesn't?
She doesn't enjoy her job. But my math teacher, I think she really enjoy her job.
Ah, okay. Why don't you think your Chinese teacher enjoys her job?
Because always she always say she is very busy.
Okay. Okay. Is she kind of grumpy when she's in the class?
What's the grumpy means?
Miserable and sit down and don't talk to me and hurry up and write down the words from this board. That kind of attitude. Grumpy. She's not
No,
smiling. She's always serious. She doesn't want to interact much. Grumpy.
I think she don't she isn't grumpy.
But is
But
she pleasant?
yes, she pleasant, but she like complain about things.
She likes to complain.
Yes.
Uh-huh. She likes to complain about things.
She likes to complain.
Okay. All right, cool. Do the students like her?
Yes, students like her because she is really kind.
Oh, even though she complains a lot?
Yes.
How does that work?
If the students just if the students don't want to go to school, she will come to comfort that students, and if the students failed the exam, she will comfort the student and encourage
Him or
him.
her. Okay. Okay. Well, that's pretty kind of her. Wonderful. All right. What subjects do you want to teach?
I want to teach English.
Oh, lovely. Cool. Why?
Because I'm good at English.
I believe so. I agree with you. Good. Okay. Do you think it's difficult to teach English?
I don't think it's difficult because in China, teaching English have a schedule structural.
Hmm?
It's like we have the structure.
Oh, okay. Okay. So you have like a curriculum that tells you teach this today, teach this tomorrow. Yeah.
Yes.
So the word is curriculum.
Curriculum.
Mhm. You can say we have a structured curriculum.
We have a structured curriculum.
Structured, adjective.
We have a structured curriculum.
Awesome. Okay, wonderful. So what do you think might be the most challenging part of teaching?
Maybe the students don't understand the knowledge.
The information.
Yes, they don't understand the information.
And if they don't, what should teachers do? And what would you do?
Trying to find another simple explanation to tell them.
Oh, okay. Okay, cool. Good. So do you think that when students don't understand the material, that it's the teacher's fault or is it the student's fault?
I think both, because the teacher may don't explain
May
that
not.
question. May
The
may
teacher
not.
may not. Mhm.
The teacher may not explains.
What you want to say here is the teacher may not have explained.
The teacher may not have explained the question clearly. Maybe the students don't hear the teacher carefully.
Okay, okay. So if the teacher didn't explain it clearly, then I guess they can always try to explain again. But if the students didn't hear, why? Why wouldn't they hear? Are they not paying attention?
They not paying attention.
Okay, okay. How would you handle it if you are teaching and your students are not paying attention?
I will call his name and
Okay.
let him answer my questions.
Okay, okay. Is that how your teachers handle it now?
Yes.
Do you think it's effective?
I think it's effective.
Okay, okay. All right, good, very well. All right, cool. Those are all my questions. Well, one more. Are there any teachers in your family?
My sister is English teacher.
Oh, lovely. Okay, cool. Who does she teach?
She teaches the primary school.
She teaches?
She teaches in primary school.
And what does she say about it?
She said it was interesting.
She likes working with children?
Yes, because the students in primary school is not
Are
not very naughty.
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 So they are well behaved.
Yes.
Okay, okay. What does she complain about?
She complained. My sister complained about.
Mhm.
My sister complained about their many work to finish to do.
For her
like,
or go on, explain.
for her, like to view the students' paper.
So like marking papers. There's a lot.
Yes. Yes.
Uh-huh. Okay, cool. So we call that marking papers. Got it?
Marking papers.
Okay, so she doesn't like that, especially at exam time. Okay, okay, I understand. Cool stuff. All right. And you want to teach high school?
Yes,
Why?
because I think my English teacher asked us to mark our papers by ourselves, so they don't have to mark the papers. And I think it's really easy and not busy.
Okay, I got it. I got it. All right. So have you ever encouraged your sister to switch and teach high school instead?
No,
Why not?
because she like teaching the the students in primary school.
Oh, okay. Is this the same sister who can no longer go out with you to the park, to the theme
Yes,
park?
yes.
Okay. Okay, I see, I see. All right, good. Good job. Wonderful. And great job talking about this topic, Rasmin.
Thank you.
All right, good. So, what do you want to do today?
What do I want to do today?
Mm-hmm.
For the class, or
Mm-hmm.
answer some questions?
Okay. Is there anything specific you want me to ask you questions about?
Uh, no.
Okay. I'm asking this because as we go through the lessons and I come every day and I say, okay, we're going to do this, we're going to do this, we're going to do this. If you find that there is something that either in our class or another teacher's class or in your own personal self-studies that you would like to do a little more work on or to have it explained to you, it's okay for you to tell me, okay?
Okay.
All right. So that's why I'm asking. All right. If you met a word and you're like, I learned this word yesterday, but I'm not quite sure how to use it, or something like that, that's okay. Or if you're studying grammar and you say, I don't understand when to use having as a gerund and when to use it as an active verb, you can ask me things like that. Okay.
Okay.
All right. Or if you feel that there's a topic you don't feel comfortable talking about, you can say, I want to practice talking about this topic. Okay.
Okay.
All right, cool. So is there anything you want to talk about?
No.
All right, no problem. In that case, we're going to go on to looking at your journal, okay?
Okay.
All right, let me find it. It's taking a long time to load today. It's still loading, which is pretty weird. It looks like it stopped. Okay, it's going again. All right, so that's one. What's the other one? Waiting for the other one. I think I started the wrong one. So now I'm trying to open the journal. All right, so I'm going to share my screen with the journal entry. All right. 1 second. Okay, so what we have is Today, my friends finished their first practice test. They said test paper of all subjects was really difficult to write, especially the maths. All right, I want you to read the sentence for me and tell me what's wrong and correct it.
They said test papers of all subjects was really difficult to write, especially the math. I think the papers.
Okay. So what would you how would you fix it?
The test papers of all subjects were really difficult.
So I heard you say the. Good. So the test papers, you could say for all subjects. Okay. All subjects were really difficult. So were was the correct thing. Okay.
Okay.
To write, especially the maths. Okay. They were under heavy pressure, so they suffered from insomnia for a long time because these tests read that sentence for me.
Because these tests is really really
read from they were.
They suffered
Here.
from
Here.
because
can you see where I'm pointing? Right here.
Oh yes, I can see now. They were under heavy pressure, so they suffered from insomnia for a long time because this test is really important and the teachers gave them much pressure.
Okay, cool. Which of those would you like to change for a synonym?
Stress.
Which one? Which one do you want to make into stress instead of pressure?
Gave them much stress.
Okay, so the last one, why?
I don't know why.
Okay, all right. So I would change the first one because typically when we talk about stress, we're really talking about how we are feeling, right? And then we can say someone pressured us. Okay, so they were under heavy stress. So they suffered from insomnia for a long time. Because these tests, right, well, let's fix that first. So I would change this word. So they were under heavy stress. So they suffered from insomnia. I mean, they couldn't sleep at nights?
Yes.
Okay. They suffered from insomnia because these tests
are
because these tests are really important and teachers gave them, I would say, a lot of. Okay. And teachers gave them a lot of pressure. To do what?
To study hard.
Okay, good. You could say to study hard, or you could say to succeed, right?
Yes.
Okay. And you could say, and the teachers and their teachers. So this means you can put there in that spot. To study hard, and their teachers gave them a lot of pressure. And their teachers gave them a lot of pressure to study hard. Teacher always encourages. Which teacher?
The teacher who in charge of our class.
So are we talking about one specific teacher here, or are we talking about all the teachers of the different subjects?
One teacher.
So you need to specify which teacher is this?
Our history teacher.
Okay. Is your history teacher also your homeroom teacher? Like the teacher who takes the register in the morning to make sure you are at school?
Yes.
Okay. So you could, is this teacher the only teacher who encourages you to study hard?
No, but she is the specific teacher.
She's the main one. She encourages you much more than all the others.
Yes.
Okay. So then you need to specify all of that, because you realize how many questions I had about this, and that's because you weren't very specific. Okay. So
Okay.
our history teacher oh, we already had teacher, sorry. And then we'll make this. Our history teacher always encourages to study, always encourages us to study hard. But I don't agree with the way she encourages us. Because she often say, if you don't study hard, you won't have a good score. If you don't have a good score, you can't enter a good university. If you can't enter a good university, you won't have a good future and your life will be dark. I think it's more important. I think it's more of a threat than an encouragement. Because you said a threat, so you need an encouragement. Cool?
Yes.
So I think it's more of a threat than an encouragement. I think many students in China like a test machine. What do you mean by that?
The Chinese students always do the test, but they don't practice.
I still don't understand. One more time.
They often write the test, but they not very flexible. They just can't do the test. But they can't use the knowledge to how to work.
Okay, so they study, like memorize everything so they can pass a test, but then after the test, they can't apply that knowledge to life or to other situations.
Yes.
Okay. So because I wouldn't have known what you meant by that, you would have to explain it when you write it. Okay. So I think many students in China are like test-taking machines. They simply focus on memorizing the information so they can pass the test. But after the test is done, they forget everything, or they are unable to apply that knowledge to other situations. Okay?
Okay.
I know it sounds like a lot, but you would have to explain it. Okay?
Okay.
Or if you want to shorten it, you can say, I think many students in China are like test machines. They can pass a test, but they cannot apply the knowledge after. Okay?
Okay.
All right. So I'm going to just put it here that you should explain. Okay.
Okay.
Now, all of this part here, she often say blah, blah, blah. Is this directly exactly what she says? Is this a direct quote? Or are you paraphrasing?
I paraphrase.
Okay, all right, good. Is it that she always say or she often says?
She often says.
Okay. Remember yesterday we did that exercise where we said the pronouns and match with the verb? So I still think you're not being very focused on that. I need you to be more focused and more conscious of that, because you cannot in the exam make so many mistakes with subject verb agreement. If you do, you're going to automatically lower your score. Okay, so you have to make that something you become very conscious about. Okay.
Okay.
Especially in the writing task. So make sure when you write, like you do now every day in the journal, before you send the final, read it again and check to see if you have mistakes of subject verb agreements. Okay?
Okay.
All right. So because she often says, if you don't study hard, you won't have a good score. If you don't have a good score, well, you have to keep the right? Because if you don't have then these needs to be plural. So if you don't study hard, you won't have good scores. If you don't have good scores, but if you say score, then you need okay? Again, subject verb agreement. Okay?
Okay.
All right. You can't enter a good university. If you can't enter a good university, you won't have a good future and your life will be dark. I think it's more of a threat than an encouragement. I think many students in China you mean are like a test machine?
They like, they are like.
Okay. I see you had don't and you crossed it out. What were you trying to say?
I want to explain the text machine directly.
Okay. Okay. So you want to say that the students behave like this?
Yes.
Okay, cool. So I think many students in China are like test machines. Cool.
Yes.
Okay. All right. So you don't like the way she motivates or encourages.
Yes.
What, in your opinion, would be a better way to motivate you and other students in the class?
I think I think we can a teacher can say I don't know how to say.
What would you say? If you were the teacher and your students are preparing for a major exam, what would you say to them?
I may say focus on the process and don't pay attention to the uh, to the uh, the end. Don't pay attention
Okay.
to the score.
Why not? Isn't the score important?
Yes, because the score score really important. So if we have a bad score, we would be very sad. Even if we have a good progress, a process.
So then, if the scores are really important, why would you tell the students not to focus on the score?
Because even they studied really hard, they may fail the exam and had a bad score. And in this way, if they focus on their score, they will be really sad. But if they focus on the process, they will think they studied hard and find something they find something not enough, and they can solve the problem.
Okay, so they can figure out where they went wrong or what they need to continue to work on and then
yes.
do better next time.
Yes.
But we don't want to do better next time. We want to do good now because we don't want to repeat.
Because because the small test we can't repeat.
Okay, right. But if this is a practice test, we should take it seriously, right? Because this test is kind of like a peek into how we could perform in the real test.
Yes.
So we should take it seriously. So the scores matter. No? I'm just playing devil's advocate. Okay? You know what I mean when I say I'm playing devil's advocate?
I know.
So it kind of means like I'm just messing with you. I am just asking you these questions to bother you into thinking more and defend your point. Okay?
Okay.
Okay. All right, cool. All right. So you don't feel encouraged by this history teacher?
Yes, because she what she said makes me feel I just have one road to go. Is that have got have a good scores when I do the 高考. But in fact, we have a lot of roads can go. We can learn our skills, learn a skill.
So you feel like she's limiting you to just this one path for your career or your life, but you feel that there are many different roads that you could take and still have a successful future.
Yes.
Okay. So is this the norm in schools in China for teachers to really push the Gaokao and not consider the other options?
Yes, I think it is.
So then it's not just this history teacher, it's all the teachers or most of them who does this.
Yes.
Yeah?
Yes.
Okay. All right. I got you. And that sort of motivation makes you feel pressured, nervous, scared.
Yes.
And you would rather feel comfortable and hopeful.
Yes.
Okay. All right. And what about how your parents encourage and motivate? Is it similar to your teachers or do they do it differently?
They said if I study hard, it's enough.
Oh, okay. Okay. So you want your teachers to be similar to your parents?
Yes, but it's
But
difficult.
They're not your parents.
Yeah.
They don't love you like mommy loves you. Right? They like you, but they don't love you like mommy loves you, right?
But yes, and some students is suitable for my history's ways to encourage.
Why do you say that?
Because that kind of students don't think a lot and they like play. They like playing.
So they need the tough love.
Yes.
Okay. Okay, I got you. So then are you suggesting that the teacher should be flexible with her and with her style of encouragement depending on the student she's dealing with?
Yes.
Okay. So if you're having a conversation with her privately, does she do it the same way or does she say something different?
I don't have adjusted to people face to face to talk about this.
Oh, I've never had a private encounter with her.
Yes.
Try that sentence. I've never had a private encounter with her.
I never had a private.
I've never had a private encounter with her.
I've never had a private encounter with her.
Good, excellent. Okay, cool. All right. Well, I guess I understand kind of why. Because if she has to motivate an entire class full of students with mixed personalities, mixed abilities, and mixed discipline, then she kind of has to have a particular way that she motivates or encourages, right? And it's probably going to be the tough route, because she knows that those of you who will do it and do what you need to do, she knows you're going to be fine either way. So she's really talking to those students who are not doing what they should. So when she's being tough, it's not really Rosmin she's talking about. She's talking about that guy and that little boy in the back who's always playing and talking and not paying attention. She's telling them, you better get it together or you're going to have a bad life. Those are the ones she's talking to, not you. Okay? Okay. All right, good stuff. Very cool. So then, do you think that teachers and parents place too much pressure on students in China to succeed in a particular way, in the traditional way?
Yes, I think. Because I think other parents and the teachers often give students thoughts that they just study hard, that they can enter a good school and they will have a better future. But it's really rhythm for a test, because if you are not lucky or that day you don't feel very comfortable, you may fail that test and you will have a bad scores. You will have bad score.
Now I want you to pronounce that word differently. It sounds like you say feel that test. So I want you to be careful with the vowel sound, which is a, fail.
Fail.
Good. Okay. Okay. All right. Okay. So then, do you think that many students develop anxiety because of the pressure placed on them to do well in the Gaokao?
Yes, I think because there are some students in my class, they don't want to go to school.
Oh. Uh-oh.
Yes, because they feel they under heavy pressures. Pressure.
Okay. They can't handle the pressure.
Yes.
Okay. So when they can't handle the pressure, they don't want to go to school. So do they stay away from school or do they still show up?
They stay away from school for a long time.
Oh, so then what happens? Doesn't that make them fail the exam?
Maybe have another reasons, but I don't know.
Okay. Because I'm thinking if you are not coming to school, well, then again, on the other hand, yeah. So I was thinking, one, if you're not coming to school, then you're missing the information that the teacher is imparting. So then you wouldn't have the knowledge necessary to pass the test. So ultimately, you're still going to fail. That's one. But then on the other hand, if you are feeling too stressed and you can't cope with the burden, then you may not focus in class, even if you're present. So you're still not absorbing any information. So you're still going to fail. So it's kind of like between a rock and a hard place. Right?
Yes.
You know what that phrase means? That you're between a rock and a hard place?
maybe can't balance.
Yeah, but a rock is hard or tough, and a hard place is tough. So it means that either way you go, it's going to be difficult. Okay.
Oh, okay.
All right. Cool. Okay. Interesting. So how do you cope with all this pressure?
Um, I will talk with my parents, and they will comfort me.
Okay. What do you tell them?
I will tell them I failed this. I will tell them I failed this exam, and I feel very sad.
Okay. So do you feel pressure before the exam or after?
Before.
So do you talk to them before the exam? Or
Uh,
do you wait until you've gotten the results from the exam?
I got the result of the exam.
So all the while you're studying and it's feeling very stressful and you want to pull your hair out, but you don't say anything to mom and dad. You just feel the pressure and do it anyhow. And then when you fail, that's when you say, I'm sorry, I failed. So why not tell them before? Why not tell them during the process? Mom, this is really hard for me. I'm having a hard time. I feel very pressured. I don't know what to do, and I'm afraid to fail.
Because before the test, before the score, before I had the score, I just feel stressed. But after I have the score, I feel sad. And I think if I just suggest, I can contain myself. And if I said I want to find someone to talk with.
Okay. Okay. So even though you feel stressed or burdened during the process, you somehow think I can handle it.
Yes.
Okay. All right. Cool. Cool stuff. All right. Thank you. Good job. Any questions?
No questions.
All right. In that case, let's see what you wrote for the answers to the questions I asked you to respond to. Okay, so my questions were, would you have liked it if your parents were celebrities? I wouldn't like it if my parents were celebrities, because if they were famous, there would be many fans congregating at many fans congregating at our house, hoping for an autograph from my parents. Paparazzis could also wait for, this time you want to say the or their, right? Do you know what I mean by their money shot?
Maybe someone give them money to let them take the photos. Take photos.
Yeah, so this would be the photo that they can sell to the tabloids or the TV station and make a lot of money. So that's their money shot. Cool.
Okay.
Okay, so paparazzis could also wait for their money shot and publish the photos on tabloid magazines. So we publish things in a magazine, in a newspaper, in a book, right? On TV, on the radio, on the internet, but in a magazine. In this way, our life will be disturbed. Their efforts also endangered. Did it or could? We're still speaking the hypothetical. So their efforts could also endanger. Yes?
Yes.
So their efforts could also endanger. So now we'll take the ED off our life. And this time it's going to be lives because you're talking about each individual now, right? Oops. So this is going to be plural. Could also endanger our lives and invade our privacy. We didn't want to take photos. We didn't want to have photos taken by them. So this is not hypothetical. Remember, this is a situation that's unreal. So the tense has to be in the conditional. Okay? So you could say, because we don't want to, or because we wouldn't want to have, okay? But this, no. So we wouldn't want to have our photos taken by them. So we would, right?
Yes.
So we wouldn't want to have our photos taken by them. So we would escape. When we try to escape, it was easy. No, again, wrong tense. The question is, would you? So your response also has to be in the conditional. Cool. So if you say, we would escape when we try, because again, we're talking about this hasn't happened. So if we do it, when we try to escape, it would, or it could cause an accident, right? So or you could say it could easily cause an accident, right?
Yes.
All right, have a look at that one and then read it for me.
I wouldn't like it if my parents were celebrities, because if they were famous, there would be many fans. There would be many fans congregating at our house, hoping for an autograph from my parents. Paparazzis could also wait for their money shots and publish the photos in tabloid magazine. In this way, our life would be disturbed. Their efforts could also endanger our lives and invade our privacy. We wouldn't want to have photos taken by them, so we would escape when we try to escape. It would easily cause accident.
So this is a full stop, right?
Yes.
Okay, so you should pause. We wouldn't want to have our photos taken by them, so we would escape. When we try to escape, right, it could easily cause an accident. Can you read that last part for me again? We wouldn't want.
We wouldn't want to have photos taken by them, so we would escape. When we try to escape, it could easily cause accident.
I want you to place some more stress on try. When we try to escape.
When we try to escape, it could easily cause accident.
Oh, sorry, cause an accident.
Cause an accident.
Good. One last time with that whole sentence. We wouldn't want, and remember where to place the stress.
We wouldn't want to have photos taken by them, so we would escape. When we try to escape, it could easily cause an accident.
Good job. Any questions?
No questions.
Alrighty. What impact has internet stardom and or influencers have? I wrote this wrong. What impact has internet stardom and or influencers had on beauty standards? That's what it should have been. This was my error. I apologize. Honestly, I think beauty standards completely can't be defined. But We try not to start our sentences with but. Remember?
Yes.
But in this case, if you're going to do that, then you're going to need a comma after it. Okay? But with influencers posting photos on the internet, it forms a stereotype that someone, this should be one word, right?
Okay.
So no space. Someone who has big eyes, small faces, high bridged nose is beauty or is beautiful.
It's beautiful.
Okay, good. All right. More and more young people follow the influencers to reconstruct their eyes, nose, so here, because you only two things, no, you need to say and. Okay, so you'll remove
Okay.
comma and you would and the spot. So I'm actually taking the comma out, right? And this is gonna become and noses. But I think it is wrong because everyone is special no matter what your appearance is. The original you is the true you. Every appearance has people who appreciate it. Okay, good. Let's do this one more time so we can see where we are. So honestly, I think beauty standards completely can't be defined. This is okay, but it's a little awkward in its structure, right? So tell me if this is what you're trying to say, or let me ask you, how can you rephrase this to make it much clearer? How can you rephrase this one? So what you have is, I think beauty standards completely can't be defined, but it's awkward. How can you say it differently?
I think beauty completely don't have standards.
Nah, that's worse. Okay, so you could say, I think beauty standards cannot be defined completely.
Beauty standards cannot be defined completely.
Yeah, so all you're gonna do is move completely to the end. Okay?
Okay.
All right, so we'll take this and you'll put it here. Whoops. And you put it, let's see if I can do it. Whoa. Here. Okay. But with influencers posting photos on the internet, it forms a stereotype that someone who has big eyes, small faces, high bridged nose is beautiful. More and more young people follow the influencers to reconstruct their eyes and noses. But I think it is wrong because everyone is special no matter what your appearance is. The original you is the true you. Every appearance has people who appreciate it. All right, cool. Good stuff. Any questions?
No questions.
All right, good. What did I just do? Oh. Okay. All right. Is this common? Do you see this happening a lot in society nowadays where people have a certain idea of what it means to be beautiful and try to reconstruct themselves to look a particular way? Is this something you've noticed happening a lot in society? And if so, amongst whom?
I think some years ago, a few years ago, it's common. It was common, but now it's become fewer and fewer.
Now it's getting less and less.
Now it's getting getting less and less.
Less and less.
Less and less. Because I think nowadays the young people have their own thoughts and they can accept themselves really well.
Okay. Okay, good. What do you think? Why do you think some people have negative feelings about their appearance?
Because I know someone who think they are fat and they are short. They will be sad and don't like to talk with others.
Why? So what if you're fat? Why do you think they feel ashamed or not confident because of their size?
Because they always will like my friends. I have a friend who is a little fat, and then she always said she want to lose weight, and she don't like go shopping with us because they think she think she is not suitable for the clothes.
Okay. She don't or she doesn't?
She doesn't.
But she doesn't like to go shopping with you guys because she thinks the clothes don't look good on her.
Yes.
Okay. Okay. I got it. All right. Okay. Do you think people place more importance on outer beauty than inner beauty? And if so, why? Or why not?
Yes, I think people pay more attention on their outer beauty because if you meet a new people, you
In person?
new person, you first see her appearance, and if you think the people's appearance look good and nice and kind, you would like to talk with her, and you can know more about her inner beauty.
Oh, so then you're saying that the way we look on the outside is what attracts us to someone and makes us have any desire to become friends with them in the first place.
Yes.
So in other words, if you saw an ugly girl, you wouldn't talk to
her? No. If she looks friendly and kind, I will talk to her.
But if the girl is pretty, she doesn't need to look friendly and kind?
I want to talk to her.
If she's pretty, does she still need to look friendly and kind, or it doesn't matter as long as she's pretty?
Yes.
Yes, what?
I think if people who is looks clean, and she's beautiful and she's friendly.
Okay, so if the person was very beautiful, but they looked unpleasant or not friendly, would you still want to talk to them?
I don't want to talk to them.
Okay. So then for you, the person needs to appear approachable. Yes.
Yes.
Okay. So approachable means you can approach them, right? You are not afraid to go up to them and say hello because they give an impression, maybe because they're smiling or something, it makes you feel like they are kind and nice. So whatever they look like, meaning whether they are of standards of beauty or not, it doesn't matter as long as they look approachable and kind. Is that what you're telling me?
Yes.
Okay. All right. Cool. So Which is more important, inner beauty or outer beauty?
I think inner beauty is more important. Because if you are you beautiful and attracts someone to approach to you, but if she know more about you, she will find you are not a friendly kind person, and she will go away from you.
Okay, all right. I want you to think that one again. Think about that answer again. I think you rushed into the response. I know what you're trying to say, but because you rushed it a little bit without thinking first, what do I want to say? What are my points? It didn't come out as well as you wanted it to. So I want you to think it through a little bit more. Think of the points you want to discuss and then give me your answer. Okay?
Okay.
So I'll repeat the question, then I'll give you 10 seconds. Okay? So the question is inner beauty more important than outer beauty? 10 seconds. Okay.
Okay. I think inner beauty is more important than outer beauty. In fact, outer beauty is important, but it's not enough. It just can help you to attract a person. But if that person know more about you, and then she will find you if you are not kind or friendly, she may she may don't want to make friends with you. No matter how beautiful you are, it's not work. It's not work.
Much better. That's much better. Okay, cool. So you don't have to be in a rush to answer the questions. Now, you can't take 10 seconds to think about it in the exam, but you can take 2. Okay?
Okay.
And while you're taking those seconds, you can fill the air with, interesting. Okay? And when you're doing that, you are giving yourself time to think of what are the points I want to discuss. Okay? But never be in so much of a rush, especially if it's a question that you've never answered before. Okay?
Okay.
All right. Is there ever a time when outer beauty might matter more than inner beauty? Can you think of any time, any situation when this could matter more?
I think when we have interview, outer beauty is more important than inner beauty, because it's just lasts for a short time, and the boss just know our out beauty, and they don't know our inner beauty. And if we have a good appearance, they may have a good impression on us. And because it's a short time, the inner beauty is not really important.
Okay, good. Impression of us.
Impression of us.
Good. There is a time when you can say impression on us, but not in this case, right? So the person has an impression of us. In other words, they have a view of us, an opinion of us. But if someone has an impression on us, it means they have an impact on us. See the difference?
Yes.
Okay. All right, cool. So I would probably say, well, yeah, there are certain situations where outer beauty may matter more than inner beauty. But even then, I think it would be for a short time. take, for example, a job interview, and even for specific jobs, like in the beauty industry, if you want to be a model or you want to be the marketing agent or something like that, then in that interview, how you present yourself outwardly may matter more to the interviewer, because that type of industry or that kind of job relies heavily on what someone looks like on the outside in order to make money, because the product is the physical. Nevertheless, if you're successful in that job interview because of how you look, and let's say you didn't get enough time to show off your inner beauty or your personality because you only had a few minutes to speak, but later on, as you start to work with this team, you turn out to be a mean person, you may not last very long in that job. So ultimately and eventually, who you are inside is going to matter more. So for a short time, yeah, you may get away with being pretty, but being nice and kind will always outrun you in the end. Yeah, kind of like that. Cool.
Yes.
All right, good. So, all right. Are you a girly girl?
What's the girly girl?
Think of what people typically think of a girl. And they think, oh, if you're a girl, you care about your face, your makeup, your hair, your clothes, what color you wear, blah, 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 right? Your nails. Are you a girly girl, or are you more of a tomboy? A tomboy is a girl who doesn't really care much. She likes technical things. If her hair is just pulled back, it doesn't matter. She doesn't need to wear makeup. She wears shorts or trousers, t-shirts, doesn't matter, right? So plays with trucks, right? But are you a girly girl or a tomboy?
I think I'm a girly girl because I really like to look myself in the mirror.
Look at myself.
Look at myself in the mirror to see if my hair is tidy. And I really like to go shopping and to buy many beautiful clothes. And I also like to wear the makeup. And after I take the photos, I will edit the photos in my phone to let me see better.
Oh, but earlier you told me it doesn't matter what you look like. So why are you editing your photos?
Because I think because I like being beautiful.
You don't think you're beautiful naturally?
Sometimes I think my face a little big.
Oh, so in other words, you are being influenced by social media's standard of beauty.
Yes, and the photos taken by the phone sometimes will see my face bigger than real.
So you're blaming this on the camera?
Yes.
Okay, I got you. All right, cool, cool, cool. I got it. We'll leave it at that. Any questions?
No questions.
Okay, all right. So, all right, that's all I have for you for today.
Thank you.
But before we go, tell me, and I'm gonna pause the recording.